stop for the sun from shining.
Hello and welcome everybody. My name's Rose Smith from AbsoluteSoulSecrets.com. I'm here with the Courageous Capricorn September horoscope. Thanks for joining me today. Well, Courageous Capricorns, there's a few things happening this month. You and a couple of other signs have got this thing called the finger of fate or the finger of God. It's also known as a yod, a Y-O-D in astrological terms. And it's involving your higher mind. So this could mean study or investigation or research. It's also connecting to your important relationships and partnerships, or if you have any legalities hanging around, and also your finances, okay, are impacted. And in fact, your finances are the focal point of this. I will talk about these in a moment when I come to your in-depth horoscope, but just to briefly explain, I like to draw two tarot cards first as theme cards for the month for you. The first and second half of the month we'll have a look at your in-depth horoscope, and then I'll do a psychic channeling at the end, so do stick around for that. Let's go to the board now, and this is your horoscope we'll come to. And let's draw these cards first, and we'll have a look at this yod or finger of fate as well. Okay, so first half of the month, looking for a theme card. I'll go with that one. Which wants to come out? Closing my eyes now. What do I see? It's like a flute. Somebody blowing a flute. It's like, do be a little bit cautious where people are trying to hook you into something perhaps, or they're trying to lead you down a path or something. Of course, if you're blowing the flute, then you're in charge, you're in control of your life. It could relate to the music of your life, you weaving your own tapestry in your life. The card that comes up is the Fifth of Cups, which does suggest some loss or disappointment. And I did have a flash when I was looking at your horoscope before that it might have been rather tight financially here with Saturn in Aquarius in your second house of possessions and finances, the focal point of this yod, which we'll come to. So perhaps there's some loss. You might have lost some money in investments, or to do with a relationship too could be involved, because that's up here, this another leg of the yod, so to speak. But you are coming up to, this is very important, this aspect pattern, and you are coming up to a big opportunity in life. So this is a reminder of the past, and you'll see that there's 5 cups and they're separated, 2 on this side and 3 on that side. So some disappointment. Could be to do with somebody you had a very close spiritual connection with at one stage, but it hasn't worked out. Could be a relationship here because of the red rose. You'll see there's lots of drops that can mean tears. Okay, so you're reminded of that. If you have any legalities going on, you might hear something the first half of the month, especially with the full, sorry, not the full moon, the, yes, the moon here in Cancer in your house of relationships and legalities. Okay, if you've got any legals going on, there'll be something come up. All right, let's have a look at the second half of the month to see where this is going. All right, I'll go with that one there. Close my eyes. What do I see? The moon is in my face and it's a full moon. Okay, so that's down here to do with your family and your home. Maybe there's some discussions about property or your home. Okay, the card that comes up is the King of Cups. Okay, this is someone who's a master of their emotions. It's usually somebody who can be a generous benefactor. So although you might be upset at the beginning of the month, then it all sort of turns to gold. You'll see he's got gold around his throat here because the things that he says are very important and very wise. The sun in the background indicates brightness, insight, awareness, happiness. Maybe you're feeling more comfortable by the second of the month because you've got information now and you know what's happening. subconscious forces in the background here, and he's seated on a shell with his feet on the ground. So even though this is about your emotions and how you're feeling, there's a practical element to this, okay, which is probably to do with your money. A king, he is a leader, okay, and he takes his responsibilities very seriously, okay, and that is sort of a bit Saturnian, and Saturn is here in your second house of finances. So it's a very important time. You're going to get a lot of growth out of this situation, and you know, long term it's going to benefit you. And you could think about study or perhaps going overseas as well. It might be a bit difficult if you're in a lockdown area or a COVID hotspot or something like that, but it could be on your mind for later. I've got so much travel in my mind for later. Okay, let's have a look at your horoscope in depth now. I'll just make this a bit bigger. Do bear those two cards in mind because they might come up, or they probably will come up during the horoscope. Alrighty, 29th of August to the 5th of November. Mercury is here in your 10th house of career and reputation. If you're not working, it's your general life direction. So there's a lot of communications. Look at all the planets and all the activity here. There's a lot of communications going on, but do beware Mercury retrograde from the 28th to the 18th of October, plus this thing called the shadow period, which is a few days either side of those dates. There could be some confusion or vagueness when Mercury is retrograde or coming into being retrograde. So be cautious with miscommunications and misunderstandings, and particularly to do with your career or if you're going to make major life decisions. It is a great time to, you know, when Mercury is not retrograde, it is a great time to communicate with someone in a position of authority, and they can help you achieve your aspirations. This card here. Okay, and then we have 31st of August. Oh, and just on that Mercury too, if you've got anything that you started that you didn't complete, you started it before Mercury went retrograde, it's a great time to complete it. So Mercury retrograde is about finishing up, consolidating what you've already started doing, but not so much about starting new things. Okay, so career planning is quite likely as well at this stage. 31st of August to the 3rd of September, Mars conjuncts Mars. You're likely to be full of motivation and initiative to strike out on your own and to be more independent. You've got more physical energy, will and courage, and it's time to channel that into decisive action or vigorous work. Do be a little bit cautious. Don't run like a bull at a gate, because Mars can sometimes cause accidents, you know, trips and slips and things like that. Watch out for impatience and irritability. 4th of the month to the 7th of the month, Mars trines Pluto. This is very deep and very motivating at a deep level to improve your life, basically. And to do that, you may need to eliminate something or someone out of your life. Maybe it's just where you're going, they can't go, basically. Some sort of attachment or relationship with somebody could have been impeding you in some way, and it's time that they're released. Say goodbye, wish them well, and let them go. You can feel more free, and you can concentrate on things that are more important to you. This is a time for making major long-term changes in your life, even if you're just planning them out. Okay, you mightn't be able to implement straight away, but you can plan them out. Maybe you're interested in self-improvement, changing your diet or an exercise regime or something like that. 6th of September sees a new moon here, also to do with your career and social status or your life direction. And whatever you do tends to be more public now, so be careful you don't overshare it work or online. because people will see more of you personally, whether you want them to or not. 9th of September to the 7th of October, Venus moves into your 11th house here. This is beautiful for relationships with friends, meeting new people, forming connections, hopes and dreams flowing smoothly, and you might feel like you're actually, been through a bit of a rough trot and now finally things are working out. This is great for dealing with people. It makes you more of a people person. You have a more friendly, cooperative attitude, and it's a great time to socialise. It's also a great time for parties and gala events. And if you're musical at all, that goes really well if you get into a group with people and sing. So maybe you think about choir or something. 13th of September to the 30th of October, Mars moves into your 10th house. Here again, giving you strong motivation to achieve professional goals and get personal recognition, and to get your life in general on track, okay? Do watch that people in authority or have some bearing over your career. Do watch that you don't get them offside, and watch for irritability and impatience again. Be considerate to other people, because Mars is very self-focused. There's nothing wrong with that. You just need to get the balance, yeah. The urge to act is super strong, and you might be prone to rush into things. So, yeah, just take a deep breath and go slowly. 18th of September to the 22nd of September, Mars conjuncts Mercury. This is not a really good time, even though Mercury is not in shadow period or retrograde. It's not a really good time for diplomacy or tact at the moment, so just be careful there, because you're likely to say what you think in no uncertain terms, okay? People might be very surprised, and it's because your mind is very sharp at the moment. You can actually, attack problems in your mind and solve them, and it's very quick kind of energy as well. And then people, you might be having conversation, people don't know how you got to that point because they can't keep up with you. So attack intellectual problems rather than people. 20th of September, the full moon is in the 4th house here, causing a transformation around your home and family. You might have a very strong desire for comfort, security and privacy now, and it's a time of going within and spending quiet time at home to replenish yourself. Domestic and family matters are also emphasised. 21st of September to the 22nd of October, the Sun moves into your 10th house of reputation, career, and general life direction. You're shining brightly like the sun, radiating. So you can make significant gains now regarding your ambitions. You're likely to put a lot of effort into things, and you'll get credit for your accomplishments. If you've done your homework, it's an excellent time to ask for a promotion or engage the support of other people who are in authority. Okay, remember this card here? So it's looking like a much better month than what you've been through. 20th of September to the 2nd of October, Mercury squares Pluto. Okay, so again, watch your impatience and irritability. This is about you going for the really deep answers. It's like you want to know honestly what caused a problem, or hidden reasons for things, and you're unlikely to be content with superficial people or superficial answers at the moment. So you can become quite obsessed with this idea until you figure it out, but you will figure it out. Okay, so this influence gives you the ability to go very deep and ask some really probing questions till you figure out the situation. Alrighty, so that's your horoscope. It is looking like there's a vast improvement for you in the second half of the month, okay? I'm just going to close my eyes now and see what I can see for you for September 2021. Courageous Capricorns. You needed all your courage to go through everything. Okay, so you know that saying, he wants his cake and eat it too? Well, I always say, what's the point of having a cake if you can't eat it? I get you finally getting a piece of your own cake. And it's like a celebration. Even though this is not your birthday, I know. It's not this month, but I do get a sense of celebration around you, and you can finally take some rewards for everything you've been through and enjoy a bit of sweetness in your life. Okay, this cake, it's like chocolate and some chocolate. This is the weirdest thing. It's chocolate and vanilla with lots of butter. I've just never heard of chocolate and vanilla together before. But I think what it's saying is there's different types of sweetness coming into your life. So there's sort of like opposites in a sense, chocolate and vanilla, this dark brown and then this sort of creamy white. And it's like you've brought the opposites together and you can finally enjoy your rewards for what you've been through, which does include a lot of spiritual hard work, but also for some of you, at least physical hard work as well. Okay, so out of the chocolate and vanilla, then we go into all of these other colours. Because you've joined something, you've integrated some energy into your psyche, you've now got more power and there's more colours coming into your life. So you're not so focused on something that happened in the past. Now there's more space, so you can actually have some more enjoyment, more socialising and other things, new things coming in that are just a bit exciting, a bit pretty even. I've got lots of pretty colours here, blue, aqua, purple, and they're all sort of swirling around and blending together. So this is really good actually, and you might be finding throughout your whole body that you're feeling like you've got more energy. Maybe it was a sort of dead zone or a cold zone in your body. Maybe you were cold in the lower back or the hips or the thighs or something like that. And now there seems to be more energy. So maybe sometimes you'll feel really hot and I know it depends, of course, on the external temperature. Obviously, if you're in summertime, you probably, if you're in a hot place, of course you're going to feel hot. But even so, we still have areas in our body that can be cold because the muscles are contracted. For some reason, there's a stress or a tension there where the muscles contract and they just stay like that, and it makes like a knot in your body, in your muscles. And it's like finally there's some relaxation. But if you're up to it, a good massage can help as well, and especially Thai massage or the Hawaiian kahuna is very good as well. Okay, now, yes, so a shot in the arm. So this is an old-fashioned saying that comes to me in the old days. I'm talking about around the Second World War, back in the earlier part of the 19th century. When they started, and then they started vaccinating populations for different things like diphtheria, for example, and more recently AIDS. There were different vaccinations for that. Shots, I don't know what they were, but I'm seeing maybe it was just vitamin shots, I don't know, but some sort of shot in the arm. It means a boost. So there's some sort of boost coming where you feel more vital and have more energy. Of course, you may be considering the COVID vaccine too. This could be quite literal what I'm saying at the moment, but that's what I'm seeing. Okay, a shot in the arm. It's a good thing for the majority of people anyway, not necessarily for everyone, but for the vast majority it is a good thing. Okay, what else? I see an aircraft taking off and flying in the sky. That means more freedom. That means looking at the big picture. Maybe you'll be able to move about more and enjoy some travel, depending on where you are. Okay, so that's it. Oh, I do seem to be stuck. I don't know what happened there, but sorry about that. That's happened halfway through. I'll just go back to the board there. But that's it. That's your horoscope, and I hope, courageous Capricorns, that it's helpful for you. Do leave a like or a comment. That would be great. And If you're new, please consider subscribing to the channel and also hit that notification bell so you get an email or a notification when I'm online. Have a wonderful month, everyone, and I shall see you all again soon. Thanks and bye for now. Thanks so much for watching. Please visit my website absolutesoulsecrets.com for all things spiritual. Have a lovely day.